trying to film in the park, and I think I'm just about to get invaded by a whole lot of kitties. Welcome to another story time. Okay, change of scenery, because the park was crazy. There were so many kids, and every time I went to film, just more and more kids and their families turned up. So I had to bail on that idea and come back home again. So for at least the last 4 years, I've had itchy skin. And it's an itch that is there 24 hours a day. And then alongside that, I get the feeling that there's little ants crawling all under my skin. And it bothers me and it itches me and it keeps me awake at night. And no matter what I seemed to do, nothing was seeming to work. Can you imagine or think back to a time that you've had hives or a mosquito bite or some kind of rash that was itchy? And in those cases, they generally do go away. Can you imagine living with that 24 hours a day for years? That is me. Anytime I saw a doctor or a specialist and told them about this, they pretty much didn't believe me because there was never anything on my skin for me to show them of where I was itchy. It was just an all over, everywhere itch. And as doctors and specialists are, if they can't see something, then pretty much they don't believe you. So I really wasn't getting anywhere with them. I decided that I wasn't going to give up on this issue because it really was affecting the quality of my everyday life. So I kept on pushing the issue with my doctor. The doctor told me to go and get some creams, which I did, and that made absolutely no difference. And then he put me on some antihistamine tablets, and that made no difference. So after all of that, he finally decided that he would write me a referral to a dermatologist. It took me nearly a year to get in to see the dermatologist, but that was because the appointment had been cancelled 3 times due to one thing or another. When I finally got to see the dermatologist, I was so surprised. She listened and she believed me that I had an itch. She diagnosed me with autoimmune hives, otherwise known as Urticaria. She upped the dose of the antihistamine I was taking and told me to do that for 2 weeks, and then she would check in on me to see how things are going. And then she also ordered a massive amount of blood tests. 2 weeks go by and I spoke to the dermatologist. I told her that the feeling of the ants crawling under my skin, that had pretty much gone, which I was so surprised and so grateful for. But I was still getting times where I was getting the itches. She prescribed me another medication to take on top of their antihistamines. Now, this medication, it's a very old medication, and I think originally it may have been used for hives, but it's not the usual treatment that they use anymore. She then went through all of the blood tests that she had asked me to do. And she told me that there was something majorly wrong with my thyroid and that I needed to get that seen to immediately because it was quite serious. She also told me that something had come up in the blood tests that indicated that I had a gut issue. Well, I already know that I have gut issues. I have many of them. And the last thing that the dermatologist said to me was that she was so sorry that in these blood tests she had found all of these new things for me to deal with because I already deal with enough. I was so thankful for her saying that because I don't think I've ever heard that from a doctor before. So for the next 2 weeks, I continue taking my antihistamines and this other new medication, and then we will see what happens after that. And if by the 2 weeks I am still itchy, there is another medication that she can get for me, but it's one of those medications that she will have to apply to get, and you have to go through certain steps before they will allow you to get the medication. So we will see. I am so glad that someone finally took me seriously about this issue and that they really are trying to help me. And hopefully I will be itch-free very soon. Thank you for watching this video, and more to come at another time. Bye.